Peace to everybody. This is breaking news about Jussie Smollett's charges have been dropped against him, but Mayor Emanuel still calls his story a hoax. But you know what? Who cares what the mayor says? Between him and Eddie Johnson, I bet they feel so small right now that they couldn't make the charges stick whatsoever. Chicago's mayor and the city's police superintendent reacted angrily Tuesday to news that charges against Jussie Smollett were dropped, with both of them still calling Smollett's claim that he was attacked a hoax. So Eddie Johnson and the mayor, Rahm Emanuel, are still accusing his story of being a hoax. I don't think so because I figured Jussie was telling the truth the whole time, and there was no way those charges were gonna stick. Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel called the decision by the prosecutor a whitewash of justice. From top to bottom, this is not on the level, the mayor said. So now the mayor is saying that it's a whitewash, and he's saying it's from top to bottom, which I find it hard to believe because it's not true. So Rob Emanuel need to go have several seats and take Eddie Johnson with him too. You have a person using hate crime laws that are on the books to promote himself, Emanuel said. Is there no decency in this man? Oh wait, how can there be no decency in Jussie Smollett if he's filing charges against the two men that attacked him? Really? Oh my gosh, Emmanuel, you need to go sit somewhere. Take Eddie Johnson with you, please, and the whole Chicago Police Department, please. I like to see all of y'all take a seat. Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson said, if you want to say you're innocent of the situation, you take your day in court. I would never hide behind a brokered deal in secrecy, period. Well, apparently the Chicago police are hiding everything. I mean, they're covering up murders, they're covering up other stuff that the public are not allowed to know about. Really? Eddie Johnson, you want to take that seat now with Rahm Emanuel? I can help you to that. All charges against actor Jussie Smollett, who had been accused of staging a hate crime against himself in Chicago and filing a false police report about it, have been dropped, prosecutors and his attorney said Tuesday. So the prosecutors did the right thing by dropping the charges against Jussie Smollett because there was no way those charges were going to stick. And I knew the whole time, deep down in my heart, there was no way those charges are going to stick because Jussie was called a racial slur and a homophobic slur as well. The move is a dramatic reversal in a case in which police alleged just last month that the 36-year-old Empire actor hired two acquaintances to attack him along a Chicago street in late January to promote his career. So Jussie is 36. We understand that, and he's openly gay. Believe me, he would never try to hide that part. But the police are just allegedly saying that he hired two acquaintances to attack him along a Chicago street. So Ron Emanuel and Eddie Johnson really don't have nowhere to talk, no have to talk at all with any of this mess. The Cook County State's Attorney Office didn't immediately explain why the 16 counts of felony disorderly conduct were dropped, except to say it came after reviewing the case case's fact, and in view of Smollett's agreement to forfeit his $10,000 bond, parts of the case will be sealed, one of Smollett's attorneys said. So now, with the charges being dropped, Jussie's forfeited his $10,000 bond, and all these disorderly conducts that are felony, that parts of it will be sealed, and we will never know what they are. But once they're sealed, they're sealed. There's no way anybody's going to see them except when the person that was charged with can request them, and they are allowed to. If not, well, then it's sealed forever. After reviewing all of the facts and circumstances of the case, including Mr. Smollett's volunteer service in the community and agreement to forfeit his bond to the City of Chicago, we believe this outcome is a just disposition and appropriate resolution to this case, the state's attorney office said in a statement. So Jussie Smollett forfeited his bond to the City of Chicago. So, and all the facts were reviewed and the circumstances. Um, I guess I do not know for sure if Jussie Smollett is going to do community service or not, but we know he's an actor on Empire. So it all depends on how this one is going to turn out. Smollett's attorneys maintain that the actor, who was indeed attacked in Chicago on January 29th, and that misinformation led to a rush to judgment against him. So the the attack thing was a misinformation thing, led to a rush to judgment against him. So the Chicago police, they did not listen too well of what happened. So they took it the wrong way. After a brief appearance in a Chicago courtroom where the charges were dropped, Smollett told reporters Tuesday morning he was thankful to everyone who stood by him and that he wouldn't have put his family through a fire like this for a lie. So there was no way Jussie Smollett was lying about anything. So he thanked for all of his supporters that they stood by him, and that's what he told the reporters, um, and that he would never put his family through all of this. I have been truthful and consistent on every single level since day one, Smollett said in a short statement before leaving the court building. I would not be my mother's son if I was capable of one drop of what I've been accused of. So he's been truthful the whole time since day one, and the cops are just saying, no, we still don't believe you. But I believe Jussie Smollett now. Even though I had doubted at first, but you know what? Now that it changed everything, Smollett has been telling the truth. Smollett called himself a man of faith and said he wanted to move on with his life, adding that he will always continue to fight for the justice, equality, and betterment of marginalized people everywhere. So he wants to um, better his life better, and he's a man of faith. In other words, he believes God, and that he will always continue to fight for justice. I want to thank my family, my friends, the incredible people of Chicago, and all over the country and the world who have prayed for me, who have supported me. So he's thanking everybody that helped him and everything, and that people prayed for him who have supported him. So that's a good thing. Smollett, who was indicted by a grand jury earlier this month on 16 felony counts of disorderly conduct, had pleaded not guilty to the charges and denied any involvement in orchestrating an attack. So, yeah, that's what happened. Jussie Smollett pleaded not guilty because he didn't do nothing wrong. And I know people are going to judge and say, oh, well, he's a liar. This and that. No, you need to evaluate your brain to know, be in his shoes and see how it feels when you're called racial slurs and homophobic slurs. Step in his shoes for one day and see how that feels. Smollett reported to police that two men attacked him near the lower entrance of a Lowe's Hotel around 2 a.m. on January 29th in Chicago as he was walking back from getting something to eat. So he was attacked around a hotel about 2 a.m. in the morning on January 29th because he went to Subway, I guess, to get something to eat. And, at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm still home sleeping. And I don't know why he would be out there at 2 o'clock in the morning. Maybe because he had to get something to eat, and of course he was hungry. Smollett, who plays a gay character on the Fox drama Empire, says the attackers yelled Empire that and Empire that while striking him. Police said the incident ended with a noose around his neck and bleach poured on him. Police said. So the people that attacked him, they called him that name and that name, which I will not say because I'm not getting into that part at all. And of course, the noose was tied around Jussie Smollett's neck, and he had bleach poured on him. The actor also said one of the men shouted, "This is MAGA country," a reference to President Donald Trump's Make America Great Again slogan, according to police. So the actor told the police that the two men that allegedly attacked him, and he said, well, they yelled, "This is MAGA country." In other words, "Make America Great Again." Police initially investigated the case as a possible hate crime. Well, the police did initially investigate it as a possible hate crime, but now that Jussie Smollett's charges are dropped against him, I think those two need to go sit somewhere. After police detained and interviewed two brothers who were persons of interest in the case in mid-February, Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson said that authorities suspected Smollett knew the men and allegedly had paid them to stage the attack. Now, why would Jussie Smollett do something like that? Really? Paid those two guys a lot of money to stage the attack? Really? Boy, Eddie Johnson's really got a mind of a child. Let me put it that way. And like I said, I know he's feeling real small right now, like inch high, private eye small. Yeah, I think so. Police say they believe that the brothers attacked Smollett as the actor's direction. The men were released without being charged. So the two brothers that are allegedly had attacked Jussie Smollett, they were released without being charged, and I would have kept them there That's what I would have done, kept him there. On Tuesday, Smollett attorney Patricia Brown Holmes said it's her position that the brothers who she said were Smollett's fitness trainers were Smollett's attackers. Alright, so the two brothers, they were fitness trainers, but they were also his attackers as well, as Patricia Brown Holmes came out and stated. The two brothers have said that they attacked him, she said, but we don't want to try them in the press any more than Smollett wanted to be, she said. So, so they don't want it to go any further, but we don't want to try them in the press any more than Smollett wanted to be. So that's how she wants to try and keep it a low key as possible. In a statement released Tuesday morning, Holmes and another of his attorneys, Tina Gladian, said the actor was a victim who was vilified and made to appear as a perpetrator as a result of false and appropriated remarks made to the police, causing an inappropriate rush to judgment. So the police, they rush to judgment and say, "Oh, we're gonna come in. We're gonna arrest you for the hoax that you made about filing the false police report." And of course, there is no way to make them stick. So what is there to stick? Nothing. This entire situation is a reminder that there should never be an attempt to prove a case in the court of public opinion. The statement reads, "That is wrong. It is a reminder that a victim, in this case, justice, deserves dignity and respect. Dismissal of charges against the victim in this case was the only just result." So, yeah, people should respect Jussie Smollett. He deserves dignity and respect. And of course, the dismissal charges are only just a result. There's nothing there to charge him with. Jussie is relieved to have this situation behind him and is very much looking forward to getting back to focusing on his family, friends, and career. So he's really relieved that all these charges have been dropped, all 16 of them, and that's a lot of charges. The studio and network behind the television drama Empire said it was gratified that the charges against the actor have been dropped. So the studio and network behind TV drama Empire said, "Oh, we're glad these charges are dropped," and now that even though they still cutting him out on the last two episodes of Empire, but they what is say they were gratified for it. Jussie Smollett has always maintained his innocence, and we are gratified that all charges against him have been dismissed. Chris Alexander, a spokesperson for 20th Century Fox Television and the Fox Network, said in a statement to CNN on Tuesday, "Well, CNN is the biggest liar of all with all the fake news, and CNN cannot be trusted with any kind of news. It's all fake. It's run by foreign whoever. But they just cannot keep believing everything they see on CNN because it's all fake. They're hiding stuff. They don't want us to know about nothing. So who knows what they're hiding this time. Last month, Empire producers decided to remove Smollett's character, Jamal, from the final two episodes of the season. The decision was made to avoid further disruption on set, prosecutors said. Yeah, so even though he's been cut out for the last two episodes, they um they wanted to avoid further disruption on the set. So I don't know if they're going to keep him cut out for the last two episodes or they might add him back in. It all depends on how they're gonna work with this decision now. Now that Jussie Smollett's charges have been dropped. What do you think about this? Tell me in the comments below. I am out.